They call me Dan, the Lakers DTLF. And I got a master plan for the Lakers back to the promised land. Spread the vision through my people, cause we fans are equal. When we reach 20K subs, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jack.
Good morning, Laker family. It's your boy DTLF back with another video, man. Got the latest updates and thoughts on these rumors that are going rampant before the start of free agency. So I got you guys covered. Now I got good news and I got bad news. Which one does chat want to hear first? Which one does Laker family want to hear first? Y'all pick. Because right before I came, I was really disgruntled about to talk about this Kyrie Irving situation. And I got some good news by our guy, Jovan Bua. All right. So what do you guys want to hear first? The bad news or the good news? All right, bad news. Let's go first, man. Let's go first with the bad news. Chris Haynes, all right, we don't know how credible his sources are, but Chris Haynes is reporting that Kyrie Irving, one of my favorite players in the league, is thinking, or should I say not thinking, but he's going to have a free agent meeting with the Phoenix Bums of Arizona at the start of free agency tomorrow. Now, my mind just went nuts because who the hell, where the hell, how the hell are they going to acquire him at all, right? It's been written that Mark Cuban is not willing to help facilitate any trades that include Kyrie Irving. However, let's not forget that DeAndre Ayton, there was interest with Mark Cuban and DeAndre where he's wanted to trade with him before, but I think that was with Kyrie staying in Dallas in mind. I'm not sure how it looks now. Again, not sure how credible his sources are or none of that. Just want to give you guys my thoughts. If Kyrie Irving even takes a meeting with the Phoenix Suns, and it's not to create leverage to try to get him the maximum deal with Dallas, it's not to put fear in Mark Cuban to try to get him the maximum deal for Dallas, I lose respect for this guy. All right. A lot of respect. Matter of fact, if he even signs there for the whatever, and he's been on the record as saying it's not about the money for him. So here's a chance for him to prove it's not about the money. If he even signs there, I'm no longer a Kyrie Irving fan because this bullshit, this buddy league they're trying to build, we're talking about 4 All-Stars and a borderline player in DeAndre Ayton. Basically, the starting lineup for the Western Conference All-Stars that they're trying to do. Now, it very well could be a leverage move. I don't want to overreact to this, but it just annoyed me because it's like, how much help does Kevin Durant, the snake, slithery snake, need? All right? Like, how much do you, how insecure of a player do you have to be? What's next? You're going to recruit Harden as well? As a 6-man? Take you back to the OKC days when you had him coming off the bench? What's next, Kevin Durant? How much help does KD, the snake, the slithery snake, need? And then he gets all sensitive about how nobody should hate on him and the criteria for how we critique players is so biased and blah, blah, blah. Listen, this is why you're disliked, man. This dude probably been planning this since they were in Brooklyn. And if Kyrie goes there, I have no respect for Kyrie. Now, again, I don't want to overreact to it. It could all be false rumors. Shout out to Tara. She hit me up before I came live. She's letting me know Chris Haynes hasn't been credible in the past. But still, just the fact that that's even a rumor is embarrassing for everybody involved, for Kyrie and for Phoenix. That shouldn't even be a rumor out there right now. It's like, how much help does KD and Devin Booker need? Like, how much help do they need? They've had more than enough. They're already on a super stacked team. They already made a trade for Beal, didn't have to give up Ayton. Now they're trying to sign Kyrie Irving or sign and trade. I don't know what they're trying to do. They would get hard capped if they sign and trade for him, but I'm not sure what they're trying to do. Bottom line is that is the report out right now, and that is the bad news. Now, y'all want the good news, and what has me excited. Jovan Bua is reporting right before I came on the live stream that the Lakers are increasingly confident they can sign Nuggets free agent wing Bruce Brown Jr. to a non-taxpayer mid-level exception starting at a projected $12.4 million, multiple league sources told The Athletic. So that's the good news. Bruce Brown potentially could become a Laker to start free agency, and that would be a huge acquisition for us. Now, again, it's not the position we've been wanting or coveting. It's not the center. It's not the power forward. It's not the wing. He could play some small ball wing, but he's not necessarily the 6'7" wing that we've been coveting. What he is a 6'4" guard who has improved tremendously from beyond the arc, one of the better defensive perimeter players since he was in Brooklyn, and he would make our team that much better defensively, especially around the perimeter. We already got Vanderbilt. God forbid if we get Stanley Johnson plus Bruce Brown with Austin Reeves out there and we can bring back Dennis, my goodness, we'd have the best perimeter defense I've seen in the last 15 years probably. I'd love to see it personally. And that is the good news, ladies and gentlemen. This is why you tune in. This is why you tap in with your boy. Got you guys up to the minute news update. So that's what Jovan is reporting for The Athletic. He's been very credible in contrast to Chris Hines. So that is the good news. Daniel said they won't have the MLE or ability to make him via sign and trade since both would trigger the hard cap at 172 mil. That's just the thing. They're so desperate. They're already going way over the cap that they would do anything, even trigger the hard cap. And they believe, listen, they got this rich owner who pays players under the table. So don't believe if Kyrie is crazy enough to sign there for the veterans minimum, I don't believe for one bit he's not getting some backdoor payment from the owner. I don't believe it. Right. And so the probability of him signing there is slim. But Kyrie is a very unpredictable person. And I love him, but he has been very unpredictable throughout the course of his career. We don't know how he's thinking. KD is another one who we don't know how he's thinking. One thing we do know about KD is he's a snake, and he's going to slither his way into everybody's ear hole, man. He's out there just talking people's ears off and getting, dancing, doing his little snake dance and jiggling around trying to get them to his team. And it's like, dude, you're insecure as fuck. You already had Devin Booker last year. You didn't do much. Now you got Devin Booker, you got Bradley Beal, you kept DeAndre Ayton, and you're trying to get Kyrie Irving. Who is next? How much help does KD need? You guys remember that saying, how much help does LeBron need? How much help does KD need? Let's be real. He's always on a super team, right? Like, how much help does this slithering snake need? It's so upsetting, man. I hope that doesn't happen, and I think it won't happen. But if it does happen, all my respect, I'm burning all my fucking Kyrie gear. All my respect for Kyrie goes down the toilet. And yeah, I guess I was wrong about him. He does not have the Mamba mentality if he goes there, period. Like Kobe would never. He wouldn't be caught dead trying to join a super team. Where's the challenge and where's the fun in that? Sick of it. But I'm sick of even this being a rumor. I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear this bullshit about the Phoenix Suns having meetings with anybody. But of course, I told you guys, they're just a slithery bunch. They have a lot of money. This rich new owner who's probably, he's probably paying with stocks and he's probably, giving them land and shit. Who knows? But just sick of it, man. He said, gotta bring in Brown if you can. He proved himself. I'd be really excited for Bruce Brown. Again, the fact that Jovan is reporting that the Lakers are increasingly confident, they must be hearing something great. And maybe this explains why the Lakers haven't re-signed Malik Beasley and Mo Bamba, who, by the way, their deadline to sign them back is today, I believe, right? Not sure what time, maybe 9 p.m. Pacific time, 12 Eastern. Not sure. But yeah, one of those things. Don Terra said LA has until 6 p.m. Eastern time to decide. There you go, 6 p.m. Eastern time on Beasley and Bamba. Thank you, bro. Thanks for clearing that up. 6 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, that'll be interesting. So that's 3 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see what the Lakers do there. But if we're hearing there's an increased chance that we can get him, and I was excited about this yesterday, that is great news. All right. Again, Jovan's been really well connected with the Lakers, and I think it's going to be really exciting if we get that acquisition. It's a mid-tier free agent. Clearly, he's not the James Hardens and Kyries of the world, but a mid-tier free agent for a fringe team that was just in the Western Conference. Plus, we just added some youth, and who knows what other veterans we would add to that. It's very exciting, if you ask me, for sure. Empire, appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother. Much love to you, man. Hey, what's up, Angie? How y'all feeling about this rumor, though? Y'all excited about this or no? You know what I'm saying? Like, are y'all excited about Bruce Brown, or do y'all think we still need to focus on a big? I'm really excited. I'm extremely excited about this, man. Live stream it. No. Listen, of course, I'm being sarcastic. I never throw away gear, man. I grew up in poverty, so I'm never throwing away gear, none of that. I probably still rock it, but never on the stream and never out in public, man. If Kyrie goes to the Phoenix Suns, that shit would just be embarrassing. Let's keep it $150. Like that shit, and I love Kyrie gear and I got shoes and all of that. And of course, I'm not really throwing it away or none of that. I'm not that stupid. But yeah, I'm not representing him or his brand anymore. If that was to even come into fruition, God forbid it, man. Let's not even speak that it exists. If he takes a meeting, let's just hope it's just because he wants to get paid by Dallas. He was trying to put the fear of God in Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban is a cheap bastard, and he's not trying to, he's not trying to pay the bucks. And Kyrie's still worth the bucks, even right now, even at his age, even with all the controversies and all the bullshit the media creates around him. He's still worth the big bucks. So here's to hoping he gets paid and he gets what he deserves and keep building on that generational wealth. Because I like Kyrie as of now, but God forbid he goes to Phoenix. Y'all not going to want to hear my rant if that happens. I'm excited about Bruce Brown. Very excited about that for sure. I mean, perfect. I mean, you talk about selfless, defensive-minded player, which is exactly what Darvin mentioned in his press conference when introducing the rookies. That is exactly the type of player we need and that fits. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine just the terror that Bruce Brown and Vanderbilt, potentially Dennis if he comes back, I doubt it, but even Austin Reeves and Anthony Davis will put on the opposition? Like defensively, this unit would really take it to the next level defensively, right? Offensively, obviously, wishful thinking. We want LeBron to be re-energized and obviously D'Lo's capable and Anthony Davis is capable, but we still don't have that difference maker that LeBron will trust unless it is Austin Reeves and he takes another leap this offseason, which he could. He's been doing tremendous things. He's going to play for Team USA. So, yeah, it's a very exciting time right now for him. He's about to get the big bucks. He's about to cash in. Chris said, wonder if Kyrie does a meeting with LA. Now, look. If Kyrie takes a meeting with KD and the Suns and he doesn't take a meeting with the Lakers, now I'm starting to think there's something personal between him and LeBron. Now I'm starting because LeBron likes him and always speaks highly of him. But for whatever reason, this doesn't scream Kyrie likes LeBron back the same way LeBron likes Kyrie. So now I'm like, why? Is the league really that threatened by LeBron's greatness that they have to plot and they have to scheme to take down my guy? Is that what this is all about? Because KD is a snake, fan. KD's definitely a snake. Let's just keep it $150. No hate, just real talk here. KD is the type of player that will go to Kyrie and be like, look, Kyrie, LeBron James has been overshadowing you since you were in Cleveland. You didn't get the respect and the love you deserve. Why not join my team again and help us take his ass down? That's the type of player KD seems like to me. He's very insecure. He argues versus fans. He's probably watching this video right now. Hey, KD. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to say it with my chest, and I'll tell you this about Kevin Durant. He's super talented, but he's the biggest disappointment I have ever seen on the basketball court. On and off, right? His personality off the basketball court doesn't match his skill set. He acts like a very insecure superstar who just wants people to like him, but in return is getting people to really dislike him, myself included. That's who Kevin Durant is. So that's what really bothers me, man, about him. He's always been capable of so much more, but he's the type of player he's the type of student that in school he was capable of being an honor roll student, but for whatever reason he didn't turn in his homework. That's Kevin Durant. He's lazy. All right, he wants the easy route to everything, bruh. The Lakers confident in signing? Yes, sir. We just announced it. That is the good news for the day. And I'm glad that we got the notification right before I came on live because I do want to have some good news for Lakers Nation. The fact that the Lakers are confident, they probably have some sort of verbal agreement in place. Who knows? Players could always back out and go a different route. But it sounds good, man. It sounds great. I mean, this is amazing news. I'm going to have to change the title from this video, from the negativity to some positive juju in here. Get some positive energy going right before free agency. I'm excited, man. How excited are you guys for free agency this year? This is a very good acquisition. Again, not an elite player, but mid-tier free agent for sure. And it's like where I felt like the Lakers could get maximum return with mid-tier free agents. I never was shooting for the stars this free agency, trying to keep it a little more realistic. If somehow we get a surprise signing or a surprise trade, then so be it. But again, Rob has earned our trust. And moving forward, I believe that the Lakers are headed in the right direction, especially if we can sign this dude, man, Bruce Brown. Again, our defense in the perimeter is going to be a terror, even for the Phoenix Bumps, no matter who they acquire. Yeah, that's the rumor, man. According to Chris Hines, that the Suns have the first meeting with with Kyrie Irving, believe it or not. That's according to him. Again, he's been wrong before, so we just don't know. The Suns could trade Ayton to get Kyrie. They could. They would hard cap themselves, but that's also an option I can see plausible. Again, they're probably of the thought that a lot of people are going to take pay cuts to come play with them anyways, just to win a championship, so they don't care probably. But it's just interesting that this rumor surfaced today, right before free agency. It's always some sort of drama surrounding these players' names. How y'all feeling though? I want to know how the chat is feeling. Do you lose your respect for Kyrie if he goes to Phoenix, or even by taking the meeting? Is it all the same to you? I see a lot of people saying they have no defense, but they have a super elite offense that's going to be damn near impossible to stop if they get him. That's the bottom line. I'm keeping it realistic. The defensive side, I mean, they can still opt in and keep Okogie. He's a solid defender. They'd still probably have Ayton if he just signs there for the minimum, which I doubt he will. But they would still have Ayton, and they could just put together a bunch of G League bench players who would look like stars playing alongside stars. So that's the problem I have, man. My guy Vincent said, how would the salary cap work with Kyrie? Two options, man. They either sign and trade and hard cap themselves, and there would be Ayton, most likely for Kyrie, with some fillers or whatever. Or he takes a veteran's minimum, which, dude, if you do that to get like a quarter of the credit you got in Cleveland for a potential championship. And by the way, if they fail to win a championship, this will be the biggest failure in sports history, because you got 4 All-Stars and a borderline one. If they fail, let's say he takes veterans minimum, they fail to capture a championship, they're going to be the laughing stock of the NBA. So that's the risk that Kyrie runs by joining those clowns that are already in Phoenix. That's the risk they run. Do you think LeBron James could go to Dallas? No, not at all. He's under contract. He's going to be a Laker at least till his contract is up. Now, for those of you LeBron fans out there that want him to go elsewhere, he was flirting with the idea of joining the Atlanta Hawks on their projected draft for next year, right? Whereas it showed that Bronny is projected to go 17 potentially to the Atlanta Hawks. And then LeBron commented something, but I just think LeBron is just he's the next LeVar. He's just trying to build up his son's stock. I'm not mad at him for it. It was just funny to me when he said, well, James gang heading down to Atlanta. So, one of those things. My guy Marty Collins, appreciate you, bro. He said, please review the likely order of events, Dan. All right. So likely order of events would be this. Today, we find out if the Lakers are going to keep Bamba and Beasley. If their contract expires, right, and they become unrestricted free agents, then that means now they probably feel like they have a great shot, which is being reported by Yelvan here from The Athletic. They probably feel like they have a great shot at Bruce Brown. And if that happens, then I believe the Lakers will focus, obviously, on signing Bruce Brown, bringing back Austin Reeves and Rui, and then adding fringe free agents, maybe some steals here and there, maybe a Miles Plumlee, maybe a Robin Lopez, guys like that. Try to add some size to the front court. Bring back, they're going to try to renegotiate contracts with guys like Lonnie, probably Dennis Schroeder. One or two of those might walk in free agency. But at the end of the day, our roster is probably going to look something like LeBron, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, Bruce Brown, if the Lakers do end up executing that, and I will be more hyped once it happens if it does. Austin Reeves, did I say Anthony Davis, either Lonnie or Dennis. I feel like one of them will stay, one of them will go, but I could be wrong. They could both be gone. Okay, again, the market for guards is always open. There's always a market for guards, and what Lonnie Walker showed in the the second round against the Warriors is that under the right PT, right player development, he will definitely be a heck of a ball player. So I'd love to see, him come back. But if he doesn't, I wish him the best. And I think there's going to be some underrated signing as well by the Lakers. Like it could be Dante DiVincenzo or Yuta Watanabe or somebody like that we don't really see. Hopefully Seth Curry, a shooter like that we don't see. And then boom, Rob Pelinka lands him. And this is why we call him the Shark, because he moves in silence and he just sneaks up on folks. So hopefully we have a very good free agency starting tomorrow. You guys will catch me here at, I believe it kicks off at 3 p.m. Pacific time and 6 p.m. Eastern. So I will be breaking it down. By the way, we will be talking about all of this later on Around the League. Got my boy Quincy joining, as well as a couple of other guests. So definitely tune back at at 6 p.m. Pacific time today. We're going to be talking about all of this, asking him all these same questions, running it back. So it should be fun. Dontero will be joining us as well. What about Kuz? It's rumored that Kuzma's going to end up somewhere in like the Houston Rockets or, some team that has a lot of money to throw at a free agent of his caliber. He's going to get the bag. It's going to be upwards of 20 mil, and he's worth it, to be honest with you, especially if you're like the Sacramento Kings. That'd be a great fit. If they want a veteran to lead some of the youngsters, Kuzma would be a good guy. He's had championship experience. He's played for a couple of teams now, and I wouldn't be shocked if Sacramento throws a contract his way. I'm sorry, not Sacramento, the Houston Rockets, right? As a veteran leader, but if I'm Kuzma, I prefer the Kings because they are actually competing, right? They're starting to build something good there with the whole light the beam and all of that. But yeah, that's how I feel about Kuzma. I wish him the best. Hopefully he gets his money. As long as he stays away from Boston or the Clippers or Phoenix, I'm not going to hate on my man. Those are the 3 teams you got to stay away from to stay on my good side, pretty much. My guy said Nuggets fans will be sick if Brown goes to us. That would be it would be a huge acquisition on two accounts, right? Number one, you're stealing him from the defending champs and you're breaking up the chemistry a little bit. That's number one. Number two, you're adding just a valuable defensive piece who's athletic, who's gotten better at shooting over the course of his career. He's only 26, so he fits the timeline with Austin Reeves, with Rui, with the young core, like guys like Max Christie. Like moving forward, this guy makes sense for the now and for the future. And you would have him locked up for at least 3 years. That is good value, right? And if for whatever reason it doesn't work out, you also have good value on the trade market with a guy like that. Teams will be interested, and you never know. But I really like the signing. I think we would terrorize the league on the perimeter, and we can get just the interior right. Now we're talking as the best defensive team in the league if that happens. Who starts if we sign Brown and Austin? Well, there's a chance you could have LeBron running some point. Austin could run a little bit of point. People have talked about that. Bruce Brown, it's kind of a positionless league. So I would start Austin Reeves, Bruce Brown, LeBron James, AD, and potentially whatever big we sign. That would be my preference. Or if we don't sign a big, then you're throwing Vanderbilt back out there at the 4, right? Because he had some success during the regular season, especially. So, again, I still prefer to sign a big, bring Vando as a designated lockdown defender off the bench. And I think that's what gives us our better chances for sure. Do I see Kyrie ever taking a meeting with us? If he's serious about what the rumors are saying, that he wants to find a home for the future and he wants to be taken serious, then he should. This is the best place he could take a meeting with. And not only that, but if he wants to create leverage to re-sign with the Mavericks, trust me, if he takes even a meeting with us, Mark Cuban is going to throw the whole book, the whole freaking paycheck booklet at him, right? Just to try to sign him back because he will hate to see him with us. That's how much of a hater Mark Cuban is, right? And I can't stand him either. I can't stand Mark Cuban. So I guarantee you, if Kyrie really just is about the paper, he would take a meeting with us. Best case scenario for him, he gets the big bucks. The real best case scenario, though, is if he takes a meeting with us, he takes a full mid-level exception, which right now sounds like that they're projecting that to go to Bruce Brown. So I don't think Kyrie will take a meeting with us. If he was, we wouldn't be so high on Bruce Brown, in my opinion, right? But again, I like what the Lakers have been doing. We're seeing all these super teams trying to formulate all these buddy ball teams trying to get together and have a little family picnics and shit on the basketball court. And the Lakers stay the course. They remain adding to what made us successful. If y'all think Jared Vanderbilt had a huge impact, which he did, and D'Angelo and all these guys we traded for, Rui Hachimura, imagine Bruce Brown with a championship under his belt. We'd basically be getting the same value we lost in KCP back with Bruce Brown. Somebody who can take you off the dribble, can attack, he's athletic, he can knock down open shots and play solid defense. Screams KCP to me. So at the very least, you're getting that type of value back. And again, this guy's young, man. So very excited for the potential signing. I'm going to come live. I'm going to go live, break down everything as soon as the signings happen. So keep it locked, keep it tuned. Make sure you guys do hit that post noti bell. But right now, I'm open to questions. Gave you guys some bad news, gave you guys some good news. Now let's go right in between. Who would you guys like to target? What's a name we haven't really talked about that you guys like? Cam Reddish has been linked to the Lakers for years. He's a piece that I really like as well. 6'7", 6'8" guy, athletic, has good defensive potential, and can knock down shots consistently, especially if our guy Phil Handy gets his hands on him. So That would be great. Do I think Damian Lillard goes to Lakers? No, I don't. I think Damian Lillard, if he does get moved eventually, if he ever decides to put on his big boy pants and actually request a trade, he's probably going to Miami. He's been linked there for a long time, and they got the pieces and the assets to give up for him, for sure. We have it as well, but he hasn't been linked to us. I don't think he wants to play under the shadow of LeBron. A lot of people are intimidated by greatness, so they don't like the pressure. Damian Lillard has been, on the record as saying he doesn't want to join a super team. If he came to the Lakers, it would be a super team, right? With AD and LeBron, that's 3 All-Stars, definitely a super team. He said Cam or Bruce Brown would be solid for us. Imagine both. I'd like to have them both. The more length, the more defense, the better for me. The more three-point shooting, the better. Do I like Kelly Oubre? He's solid, man. But the problem with Kelly Oubre is he reminds me a lot of Nick Young. He's just a wild card. You don't know what you're going to get on a nightly basis. Sometimes he'll give you buckets. Sometimes he won't. Defensively, sometimes he'll play defense. Sometimes he won't. I like Kelly Oubre. Depends the asking price. Not giving him the full MLE, though. That's not the type of player you give the mid-level exception to. Bruce Brown is. So, depends what the asking price is. If it's on a veteran's minimum like Cam Reddish, I'm with it. I am with it. What about Kevin Love? Well, Kevin Love has roots here to Los Angeles. He plays zero defense, though, and he's older. The one thing he can provide is a good locker room presence. You can never underestimate and undervalue that. You get a locker room guy like Kevin Love who has experience with LeBron and can knock down big shots from time to time. Sure, veterans minimum. Again, not giving any of these guys a mid-level exception. I'm stingy with that mid-level exception. It has to be a player that still has some youth under him and that can make an immediate impact on this team. And again, Bruce checks all the boxes. All right, my guy K has a master plan to bring the Lakers back to the promised land. He said, sign Bruce Brown, Cam Reddish, Brook Lopez, or JaVale McGee, Terrion Prince, re-sign D'Lo, Reeves. Dan, how do you feel about this? Well, I'd love to have from the first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options. We'd be lucky to get 2 of those. Can't afford all of them. Remember, we have veterans exception, the mid-level exception, and the full player exception, I believe, or something like that. I think we have three different things we can sign a player on under. Once one of those slots is gone, the mid-level exception, then you don't have that available. So you can't sign all of those guys. However, Bruce Brown would be ideal. Brook Lopez would be ideal under the mid-level exception. Nobody else from this list for that. Reddish, veterans minimum. JaVale McGee would be great as a veterans minimum. If he can give us 10 to 15 minutes, he'd be great for regular season. Postseason, not so much. Terrion Prince really intrigues me. We can get him for a bargain deal. Sure, I'm on board. 3-and-D type of guy, 10 point per game career score, so solid shooter as well. So yeah, we'll see. Angie says McGee is under contract with Dallas. That he is. However, it is rumored that they're going after Andre Drummond and they're going after Rayshawn Holmes or something like that. And so if that's the case, they're probably going to cut him from the roster, right? They're probably going to waive him, and then that is when the Lakers would probably get involved. I mean, JaVale is a veteran, right? Just like Dwight Howard, they can give you limited minutes, but they do have that championship experience. You can never underestimate that. At the very worst, you'll get some solid veteran locker room presence for the youngsters, right? And will help them develop and get better. So, do you think Draymond Green on the Lakers? I don't like Draymond Green on the Lakers. I'm one of the few that hasn't really liked him on the Lakers. And I don't think we're going to have the money to sign him. I think he's the type of player that he's a system player. He looks better with a bunch of shooters around him, just like they have in Golden State. And he just becomes a dirty, Army Swiss knife type of guy where you don't really have to count on him. But whatever he gives you will be a bonus. And then defensively, he is the spinal cord of the Golden State Warriors. So I don't expect him to leave anywhere. If he does leave, then I already heard Damian Lillard has been conducting his own meetings. I mean, this is just the situation there in Portland is weird. We don't know if Dame is getting traded. This could be the final hoorah for him to try to get some free agents. And if not, he might request a trade. Well, who wants to play in Portland, though? Who wants to play in Portland or Oregon? Not me. Ken Carter said, Dennis and D'Lo got to go. D'Lo's a liability. Dennis can't shoot. Well, Dennis had a great season for what we signed him for. I doubt we can sign him for the same again. So most likely you're going to get your wish, bro. As far as D'Angelo Russell, he's likely to come back and run it back or maybe opt in to sign and trade. I'd be shocked if they just let him walk for nothing. He's got too much value to let him walk for absolutely nothing. That's what people have to understand, is that if the Lakers do sign him back, they're thinking long term. They're thinking holding on to an asset. Remember, we did give up a first round pick for these assets, so you don't want to see those guys just walk for nothing. My guy said McGee will not play for Jason Kidd again. Trust me. Yeah, man. He was buried and stashed, and that happens sometimes. Same thing could be said for Lonnie Walker. Maybe he wants a bigger opportunity. Remember, he came to the Lakers looking for a big opportunity. He had one early in the season. Unfortunately, he didn't get much PT down the road, but there's a lot of probabilities, and I think everything's starting to get more clear. We said it yesterday. The targets are becoming clear for the Lakers. It looks like outside of our own free agents, the primary target is Bruce Brown, which is a great target to have, especially for the way we want to play ball, right? Especially because Darvin loves to play small ball, and let's keep it real. I can see Bruce Brown out there on a lot of small ball lineups. He's also a very good rebounding guard, okay? So I could see him out there being thrown in the play style that Darvin Ham likes to play. Now, I know that's not music to us Laker fans' ears who wanted more size and more versatility in the paint, but that's just the reality of the truth. Eric Gordon for a veteran minimum contract. Not the biggest Eric Gordon fan, but if they sign him on a veteran minimum, I'm not pushing back on that at all. He's a capable shooter. He's been very injured, unfortunately, and a solid defender when he's healthy, but that's about it. That's what he's going to give you. Nothing more, nothing less. Bruce Brown, Vando, and Stanley Johnson is a nightmare on defense. Yes! If you follow me on Twitter, I've been vouching for Stanley the Manly Johnson to join the Lakers. I still think he's a great fit. Again, Darvin likes to go small. Off the bench, you could play this guy at the 4. I wouldn't be shocked if Darvin plays him at the 5. He's really a 3, though, and he's a solid slasher. His three-point percentage has gotten better throughout the course of his career, but he's not necessarily a three-point shooter or a shot creator for that matter. But he's capable in spurts. But primarily his defense, man. He can guard some of the in the paint players, especially coming off the bench, and he can guard the perimeter. He's one of the very few versatile players that can guard multiple positions, probably 1 through 5 at times. So that's really good, man. I like players like that, and I feel like the league undervalues the defensive-minded players who don't have a lot of offense to their game, like Vando and Stanley Johnson. But I think Darvin Ham and Phil Handy and these guys can just put pressure on these young players, and pressure turns, pressure makes diamonds. So I want to see it. I want to see him back here. I think he'd be an excellent fit. Anybody who's selfless like them and plays defense would be awesome. My guy Empire Jeff said Bruce played the role guy for Brooklyn. He can do so many things. He was basically playing as a big in Brooklyn. Yeah, man. Again, and for the way Darvin likes to play with the 4 out, 1 in, he fits, right? He just fits. Defensive-minded guy, selfless. You mentioned he can play multiple positions, even though he's only 6'5", and he's a very tough, gritty player. We're getting back some of what we lost when we traded away KCP with this guy, if not all of it. Probably more. Never know, right? Time will tell, but don't want to disrespect a champion like KCP. But at the end of the day, this would be an excellent acquisition, and I think people are really underrating how good he can be. He's definitely a baller. Who are your top 5 least favorite players? Top 5 least favorite players in the league right now? I'm going to assume you mean in the league right now. All right, let's start number 1, Paul George. In no particular order, but Paul George, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, who else? And the last 2 I mentioned actually all 3 of these I mentioned based on their personalities. It's not based off of their skill. All 3 of them are very skilled players, but I don't like the hypocrisy that goes on there with a lot of their quotes and a lot of the things they say. So those are probably my top 3 least liked players in the league right now. Hate is a strong word. I only hate the Celtics and the Clippers, so hate is a strong word. But yeah, Paul George, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. Who else is very unlikable? Who else is a shit talker? Patrick Beverly, never liked him. Still don't like him. Who else? I know I'm missing somebody. I know for sure I'm missing somebody. I'm going to leave that slot open for suggestions. He said, I would love Norman Powell for Mo. No, I did hear that the Clippers are trying to get out from under the cap, but the Clippers don't never deal in good faith with us, man. They're not going to gift wrap us Norman Powell. UCLA product, always been a fan of his till he joined the Clippers. Yeah, we hate the Suns for sure. That's right, Benaya. Absolutely. Hate the Phoenix. Dylan Brooks. There you go. There's my 5th. Thank you, bro. Thank you for the assist. This guy came in like Cliff Paul with the assist. Dylan Brooks is my 5th. most hated player. Ratatouille, he's not skilled enough for me, or even relevant enough for me to even have him on my list. But yeah, Dylan Brooks has got to be one of the most annoying on and off the court guys. He's really not skilled either, but campaign, he'd be in my top 10 maybe. But yeah, I really, with him, it's just more, he's just annoying looking, but nothing major there. Let's see. Can't forget Draymond Green. I don't hate Draymond Green. Honestly, I don't. He's dirty. He can be annoying at times. He barks at the refs, but he's entertaining. Like Draymond Green is one of the old school players from the 90s, early 2000s that just leaked over to this generation. So I like those kind of players. I just don't like when we play against them. But he's entertaining, to say the least. I've always said that. He's always been entertaining. And Draymond is the only true defensive player on the Warriors, who they can count on night and day. That's their guy. That's that's why I don't feel like he'll leave anywhere. They'd be stupid to lose him, because then for sure they're not even going to be irrelevant anymore if they lose him. Like Curry's too soft, especially on the defensive end. Klay Thompson no longer has the same speed he used to have, so he can keep up with guards around the perimeter. So they need somebody out there wrecking havoc, getting their hand in passing lanes, and protecting the rim, like Draymond, who is versatile and can switch multiple positions. Again, defensive players have been majorly undervalued in this league for years because the commissioner caters to offense and all these ticky-tack fouls. But still, man, I'd love guys like, I absolutely love defense. For me, is my favorite. Bruce Brown, Vanderbilt, obviously Stanley Johnson, even Austin Reeves has been a solid defender. Love players like that. Dan, I don't want no players on the 6'5", only Bruce. I feel you on that. We got plenty of options, though. My guy said Desmond Bain is annoying, too. I agree, man. His little T-Rex arms, bro. He looks like the alligator that couldn't reach for the check on the Geico commercial. Remember that one? That's Desmond Bain for you right there, bro. Bro got alligator arms. It's crazy. But he is a good player, though. We can dislike his personality and all of that. I feel like that whole Memphis Grizzlies team was toxic, and that's why they had to break it up. I think this is why they traded away players, and maybe Dylan Brooks might not come back either. So I agree with you, bro. A lot of annoying players there, but I think it's going to be a new day for them. Kane Carter said, out of Russell Westbrook, Dylan Brooks, and Ben Simmons, best of the worst. I don't hate Westbrook. He's had a Hall of Fame career. I hate his personality and how he blames everybody but himself, which might end up being his downfall, unfortunately for him. I hated him when he was on the Lakers because he was so selfish, but I don't hate him anymore, man. He and again, hate is a strong word, but I hate his personality. I always knew he was selfish, and this is why a lot of players left his team, or he's been a journeyman so far. But he's a Hall of Famer. I respect his talent, especially in his prime. Played with a lot of heart, so respect to him. Dylan Brooks is not on any of these players' level. Ben Simmons is just mentally fragile. Don't hate him either. I actually feel sorry for him and the way his career has turned out, but he seems like a good guy, to be honest, man. Again, hate is a strong word, man. I don't hate too many people. Do I hate anybody in life? I don't think I hate anybody in my life. Yeah, hate is just a strong word. It's a nasty word, bro. Sammy Watkins, he said, BB fits Darwin's mantra. He said, good humans, selfless. Yeah, Bruce Brown. Seriously, bro. You know what, Sammy? Appreciate the super chat. Bruce Brown is ideal, and it's right on brand with what the Lakers have been doing. If you notice, since we traded Westbrook, we've been getting defensive-minded players. Rui is also a two-way player. He proved it in the postseason. We always knew he had potential when we acquired him. But since we acquired him, his defense has spiked up. He was blocking shots at the rim. He was playing the passing lanes, bodying even guys like, Joker. He did a tremendous job on him. So he proved he's a two-way guy. Of course, Vanderbilt, my favorite perimeter defender in the league today. I absolutely love what he does with his length, his ability to anticipate passes on the passing lane, his ability on ball to guard the best perimeter player on a nightly basis. Love him. And then Bruce Brown would be just another great fit to what we're trying to do. So with Stanley Johnson. And again, I'm still shocked this man is a free agent. Like, how stupid do NBA GMs and executives have to be to undervalue this guy, Stanley Johnson, man? Come back, Stanley. If you're watching this video right now, come back to the Lakers, man. Laker fans here love what you did for us a couple seasons ago, and we'd love to have you back as a part of this. I don't know, we're going to have to come up with a cool defensive nickname for this team if we sign Bruce Brown for sure. He said, if Kyrie joins the Suns, it's going to be more stacked, no hate. is KD, Beal, Booker, Kyrie. Yeah, bro, that's a very dangerous team. I know people making fun of their depth and all that, but they get Kyrie, bro. They got to be one of the favorites, if not the favorite to win it all. And again, if they fail, they're going to be the biggest disappointment in the history, right? Of sports, probably. I've never seen a championship like a team with that much caliber and offensive talent fail before, right? He said, get Cole Swider in the negotiation table. He said, Cole said he's best friends with Bruce Brown. Well, we'll see, man. TBD. But again, if we miss out on Bruce Brown, it's not the end of the world, but it would just bring so much more value if we do acquire him. Like, there is truly some value to be had there from his position, his caliber, and magnitude of player. Now, other teams, other players that are intriguing to me on this Laker team are just players that have been undervalued around the league. I've already mentioned Cam Reddish. I've already mentioned guys like Stanley Johnson. Who else fits that criteria? Who else fits that mold? And who would you guys like to see as a Laker that you guys think is actually attainable? Clearly, again, we don't have too much cap, too much room to operate with. What we do have, though, is the picture playing for the greatest franchise in the history of basketball, okay? And the best city on earth, okay? So that's what we have. That's the pitching recruitment for these guys. And, of course, an opportunity to play alongside LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and win a chip. That'd be awesome, right? Yeah, nothing's official right now, Stace Dog, but there's a rumor that the Lakers are increasingly confident. So that's the good news right there, Stace Dog. But I'll tell you, if we get him, I'm going to be ecstatic. I'm going to be a very happy camper this offseason. If we start off strong like that, you definitely got to give props to Rob Pelinka. This dude is doing work, right? And that wasn't even a rumor that appeared till yesterday. So, again, I've always told you guys, don't believe nothing you hear, half of what you see. But really, the rumors with some validity to it is always like a couple days before the actual free agency kicks off. That's when you start hearing the true rumors. So this is good news. He said, if we get Stan the Man and Bruce, plus we got Vando, our defense will be crazy. I know, right? And now imagine actually adding a big man like Mason Plumlee there, or Robin Lopez. I think Brooke is out of reach. I really think he's going back to Milwaukee. I think they're going to do whatever it takes to retain that man. But just imagine adding like a good, decent big, or even if the Lakers do make a trade, they end up landing like a Clint Capella or a Jonas Valanciunas, anybody like that of that magnitude. Now we'd be more of a complete team. Now we don't have holes at all. Right now, our only gaping hole is a backup big to Anthony Davis or a starting caliber big man alongside him, or both, right? But again, it's all going to depend on look, free agents, they saw how Darvin utilizes bigs, and they might not be too turned on by that. They might actually be all the way turned off on that. So I wouldn't be shocked if we miss on entirely a lot of good big men free agents, because clearly they're going to want touches and they're going to want playing time. And if Darvin Ham can't promise that, and he already proved that he's not very fond of more than one big on the floor at the same time with LeBron, then guys are going to pass on us. But again, there's a chance we can always get the under the radar guys and stuff like that. My guy said, I want Jonas. Jonas Valanciunas would be a great addition to the Lakers for sure. If Draymond leaves, dynasty over? I agree, Stanley. I actually think dynasty is already over. I don't think Chris Paul's a great fit there. But yeah, if Draymond leaves, they will just become irrelevant eventually. They might have to blow it all the way up. Dan, would you welcome JaVale back, hearing he might be waived since the Mavs are getting Drummond? With open arms, man. And again, he wasn't very useful for us in the postseason the last time around, but during the regular season, dude was a beast. And sometimes that's what you need to keep Anthony Davis's legs fresh. You need somebody like him doing the dirty work, anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes. Even if you start him and then you don't finish games, that's fine. As long as he's getting some valuable minutes doing dirty work, allowing our guy Anthony Davis to return to his natural position to 4. Ken Carter said, how would you feel about Ben Simmons? I think he's on some BS. Ben Simmons is just not a fit here, man. He's a great defender, though. I'll give him that. But mentally, I think he would just break down. He already showed that he's mentally weak in Philadelphia now. The pressure in LA is 2 times that. So I just don't think he's a fit here. Would I love him because he's young talent? Of course. If anybody can get him right, it is Phil Handy, and LeBron James, his idol. Sure, but the price tag is too high for what he produces offensively. Defensively, he's solid though, so I wouldn't mind him there. But if he got bought out or something like that, then I'd be more interested. Is it random? You ever been to New York? I have not, but I got a friend over there, man, who's always telling me about it, and it'd be nice to visit someday. Maybe go to Madison Square Garden and watch the Knicks. That'd be pretty cool. Sammy Watkins. Love the name, by the way. Love the name. He's a Gordon on a vet minimum. Won't be too shabby. Pretty washed, though. Yeah, dude. But these are exactly the type of players that we expect. The Lakers are like a landing spot for we're like a retirement home for these NBA players, and they tend to come here once they're past their prime, and sometimes they make an impact, sometimes they do not. We've had guys like Gary Payton, Steve Nash, and we went 50% on those. Gary Payton was great till he got injured. Steve Nash was not. So you just never know what you're going to get from these type of talents. This is why I'm shooting and I'm gunning for the youth. And this is why I think the Lakers are on the right path. They drafted well, it seems like, and they're gunning for a 26-year-old player in his prime who fits the now and he fits the future. So, again, Lakers doing a tremendous job. But that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. Again, Around the League coming to you guys live at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure you guys do tune in. We're going to be breaking down a whole lot more than what I just talked about here and some of what we just talked about here. So definitely tune back in and keep it locked right here for all things Lakers and more. Hit that post noti bell. Really quick, major shout out to my sponsorship, Prize Picks. They've been phenomenal. If you guys haven't tried it out, Summer League will be a golden opportunity. I'm sure the stat lines aren't going to be that high, so you can go over on a lot of those and hopefully cash in with promo code DTLF. So check that out. Make sure you guys do smash the like button on your way out. Appreciate y'all. Keep your eyes close, man, to the phone, because I will be popping up whenever we do get breaking news. But this, again, the video started out as a Kyrie Irving video, and it ended up being a Bruce Brown video. So we got some good news and some bad news. Let's see what actually happens. All right, this is all, as of right now, pure speculation. Things can go south real quick, or they can be even better. So stay tuned. See you guys tonight. All right, peace.